Hi everyone, Daria Hoover here with Keller Williams Realty East Bay, and today I have with me Brandon Murphy. Hi Brandon,
Good afternoon, Daria. Good to be here.
thank you so much for joining me. It's such a pleasure to have you with me here on Zoom. Would you like to please introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Brendan James Murphy. I currently live in Pleasant Hill, California. I work for Stanford Medicine in their IT department, and I telecommute most days. And every once in a while, I drive the long drive down to Palo Alto. But again, I'm able to do most of my work via Zoom, which is a great tool. And I love the weather here in Pleasant Hill and been living here for almost 3 decades now.
So you're a Scrum Master, right?
Correct, correct. I help teams facilitate their achievement in creating software code that helps our organization run more effectively and provide for innovation.
That sounds interesting. What is your favorite part of work?
Actually, my favorite part of the work is meeting with people. I love facilitating meetings and helping the meetings to run smoothly and, of course, ending on time. I've been to meetings where other people have let them go past a certain time. It creates chaos and confusion because people have other things to do, other meetings to go to. I believe time is our most precious resource, and even in a professional setting, I don't want to waste anybody's time.
That sounds like you're a people person. You love talking to people, right?
Yes. Yes, I like being around with people and being able to connect with them. Making that connection, I think, is very important, whether, again, professionally or personally.
Nice. What challenges you, either at work or anywhere else? Could you share?
I am not the best of administrators. I will freely admit that some of the detailed stuff after a meeting that needs to take place, I put it off because I'm looking forward towards the next meeting. So sometimes I dream that AI will be able to come and replace all of my administrative duties, and I can just lead meetings and enjoy what I do.
I can see that, that desire. We all desire that, right? What is your best situation in life that you have had? Could you describe your best situation?
My best situation. Now that's an interesting category. Uh, uh, that is so funny. I've been privileged to have a lot of great experiences. I used to work with the teenagers in my church as a full-time youth minister, and I would go back to that. And it's the best situation because it wasn't easy. It wasn't uh, lucrative in any extent of the word, but it had meaning. And I felt like what I was doing had impact on the lives of those youth and helping them to connect, with God and the church for the long term.
Is this how you define success?
Yeah, success, I for me is a little different than the standard. Success is being able to make a positive difference on the world while I'm here.
And then in that case, what would be your definition of failure?
My definition of failure would be to uh, and somehow close myself off from the world where I'm not doing things. If I'm just self-focused on what I want, and as opposed to what I need to do, what needs to be done to make a difference. So again, I want the impact. I want to connect. I do think connecting is very important. One of my favorite books called Howard's End, and there's a little quote at the very beginning before the title page that says, "Only connect." I think that's our purpose, to connect with each other, connect with God, and certainly connect with ourselves so that we can make a difference.
Yeah, sounds good. What is more important to you? The journey or the destination?
The journey, of course, because we are on this great adventure called life. And then we try to control it, but that's impossible. So we have to enjoy it while we go. There's ups and downs. And during the down moments, those may be times where you need to step back and say, I'm on this adventure. Adventures aren't easy, but maybe I need to reflect and improve and grow, and then at the next stage of the adventure, I will handle it more effectively.
The journey makes you whom you become at the end, right?
Correct. Absolutely. It's a
I
great
agree
learning
with you.
experience.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I would say it's a great experience. This is what we call life. It's all about
Right.
learning.
I agree with you. I enjoy the journey myself also more than the destination sometimes. And I know that you're in Toastmasters and doing a great job in public speaking and learning how to express yourself. What do you like the most about Toastmasters?
I've been in Toastmasters for almost 27 years, and it's been such a privilege to be part of the organization. And when I first joined it, I thought, I'm looking for a job, maybe help me interview more effectively. But as I've continued the organization, I keep on getting better and better and allowing my skills or having my skills become more effective, especially in my professional life where I have to lead meetings. I have to make that human connection and communicate as clearly as possible. So if anybody is interested in Toastmasters, all I can say, it has greatly impacted my life. I believe it would impact anybody's life in a positive way because we're all about personal growth and being able to communicate in such a way to make effective connections, to be heard, and to listen.
Mhm. And from your response, I can tell that you recommend everyone to join Toastmasters, obviously, right?
Correct. Absolutely.
hmm I remember I heard one of your speeches how you talked about a teacher, and he said, and you said that the teacher didn't have a desire to teach children the interest in the topic or in the subject that he was teaching. He was just kind of more indifferent. And
Mm-hmm.
you were kind of regretful that he had the opportunity to teach the children to be interested and excited about it, but he didn't. So I can tell that you are interested, that you want people to be interested in public speaking and self growth, personal growth, and to make a difference in life and to have
Mm,
excitement about it.
absolutely. One of the things I learned in Toastmasters outside the normal club that I go to each week is getting a chance to do training. Within Toastmasters, you train people who are going to step up to leadership. And they have this thing called Train the Trainer. And it taught me about how to train adults in such a way that they grow through the process. And it's not about me speaking as a trainer, it's getting them to engage and giving them the opportunity to grow in the training, in a sense, training themselves. And I learned this valuable lesson in Toastmasters, and it prepared me at work where I had to train 400 people, 400 of my fellow employees, on this new software enhancements that we're doing. And these were 3-hour training sessions, and we would do maybe 3, maybe 8 people at a time. So it was the same material again and again. And I was afraid I was going to get bored, but I never did
Wow.
because I was able to make a connection with the individuals, find out where they were, and help them make the journey of learning in those 3 hours. And that's the thing with that teacher way back when who may have been bored with the material. I don't see that. I see this as a chance to make a human connection and be of service to them in helping them to grow in their skills. And it was exhilarating to do that. Every time I did it, sometimes I did 2 or 3 classes a week in addition to my other job. I would grab
Wow.
some time in the afternoon and do this after a long day, and I came away pumped by that. And again, I go back to Toastmasters, giving me the opportunity to learn how to train adults and do it in such a way that they grow, but I enjoyed the process as well.
Sounds good. What else would you like to share? Any stories?
I've got tons of stories, and we get to practice those in Toastmasters. I would just go back to what I've learned over time within Toastmasters and outside of Toastmasters is the most effective way of communicating is a humorous story. So alternating Sunday nights, I'm part of a Toastmasters club that talks about storytelling. And then the other Sunday night, I'm part of a Toastmasters club that focuses on learning humor. And humor is difficult and dangerous, but it's something that makes you stand out as a leader. If you tell a corny joke and everybody just groans, but you didn't offend anybody, you are recognized as a leader. And I learned that through the Wall Street Journal. I practice that in laugh levers. I incorporate that in storytelling through my Tales and Tellers Toastmasters Club. And that has helped me again and again to add just a little bit of humor, a little bit of storytelling. And it is so powerful. It's a powerful combination. If you tell a story, people will remember it. But if you tell a humorous tale, they'll remember you made them smile and really appreciate that in addition to remembering the story. So you want to
Can
engage your audience, you want to entertain, and then enlighten.
can you think of any specific story right now? A joke or any short story to tell?
Uh, I have tons of corny jokes. I wouldn't offend the Zoom audience here today, but the stories that always impress me are the stories of people overcoming the obstacles. And I'll go back to one of my kids in my youth group who was struck by epilepsy. It was very debilitating to him,
Mm.
and it impacted him negatively in many ways. And we as a group said, let's go to a ropes course. And the ropes course, you're climbing up trees 30 feet, jumping into the air, supporting everybody, cheering everybody on. And he wanted to come. And I
Mhm.
was like, I didn't think he should come. And I was just worried about him all the time, wanted to make sure he was okay. He was on his medications, but I didn't want him to fall or hurt himself. And I was concerned that he wouldn't have a good time. And at the end of the day, we had finished everything, but our group leader said, I have time for one more event. And he said, this one's very challenging. And he said, does anybody want to volunteer? And this young man volunteered. He jumped in. And what it was, he had to climb a tree that wasn't 30 feet tall, 70 feet tall. And he
Mhm.
goes up on these wood blocks along the tree trunk. And from there, he had to walk across a wire. Now, he had a safety harness on, but he
Mhm.
had to walk across that wire. And I'm thinking, what if he has a seizure right there? Will
Mhm.
he will he be okay, even with the safety harness? But he got there, everybody cheered him on, and when he got up there, he just walked straight across and made it to the other tree. And I still remember that as inspiration. I was thinking he shouldn't even be here. And yet he succeeded far and above the rest of us. It was an amazing inspiration that I'll often go back to when I doubt myself.
If he could do it, others can do it too, right? Right.
Absolutely.
That's very interesting. Thank you so much, Brandon, for your time. I appreciate you joining me. And yeah, we'll talk to you another time.
Thank you, Daria. Looking forward
Thank
to seeing
you.
you again.
God bless
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye.